Starting us off tonight, my lead source is the top Democrat on the House Oversight Committee, Congressman Robert Garcia. And thank you so much for being here, because when you see these pictures, when you go through them, what do you think the significance is of these images?
Well, I think first it's very important that when we receive anything, whether it's from the Epstein estate or other sources, we've got to put it out to the public. This is an investigation that deserves transparency.
Right.
People were dying for this information. There was some sort of list that everybody thought was going to come out, and who's on the list. What's important for us to note is we shouldn't be repeating names that are on the list, because just because your name has not on the list, but in the documents, just because your name is on the documents doesn't mean that you have done anything criminally irresponsible or illegal or civilly irresponsible.
Or that you were a client.
Or that you were a client.
Right.
These documents, as I read them, only reflect Epstein's sexual assaults of women and his sexual behavior. So I think that...
And Ghislaine also?
And Ghislaine. And so being named in this suit does not equate to being accused of wrongdoing. And I think that is extremely important, because conspiracy theorists seem to not understand or enjoy facts.
Yes.
These are the facts.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
There is a list. Trump's name is on the logs, the passenger logs of Epstein's aircraft, at least 7 times. That's already been made public. I mean, of course, Trump is denying any and all allegations, but all of that information is out there. Why not just put it to rest and say, release the list?
They're lunatics. They've gone crazy. They're crazed people. Trump derangement syndrome. There really is that disease.
And the survivors deserve justice. It's been months and months since we've had a subpoena on these documents. We have, of course, this new law that was bipartisan that got passed, and yet the president has not acted on the full release of the files. He could do so tonight and today. These pictures, of course, just continue to raise additional questions. Some of them are quite, I think, disturbing about the relationships that Jeffrey Epstein had with powerful men.
What's wrong with you people?
Yeah, look, here's what I think. Robert Garcia and the Democrats on oversight don't care about justice. They don't care about victims. They don't care about anything except one thing. They care about making the American public think that Donald Trump had something to do with this. What Van said is incredibly accurate. They should be patient. If they cared about victims and they cared about a narrative of justice and they cared about that part of it, they would be patient and they would be measured. But what did they do today? They release photos that are cherry-picked, by the way, and they throw in an already publicly released photo of Donald Trump. They blur out the pictures of the women to make you think that these women were underage sex victims, when in fact, they were very adult. They were at an event. It's already a publicly released photo. And one of the women said on the record, oh, Donald Trump was gentlemanly. So what the Democrats are doing here is they're taking a very serious story in which real people got hurt by powerful people, all for the purpose of trying to smear Donald Trump. That's what this has always been about. They didn't care about it until now. And what they're doing with these photos is nothing short of outrageous. This is not a story about Trump and Epstein. It's a story about Epstein, but they want it to be about Trump. And I'm just, honestly, it is crazy. When you put out photos and digitally alter and react to women's faces, you know what you're doing, and it's not right.
Scott, can I ask you, because when I looked through the pictures today, CNN, you can look through them yourselves on CNN.com. They're published there. It's not just that one picture that you're referencing where there's 3 women on each side of the president. There's others where they blurred women's faces as well, where Trump's not in the picture. I mean, I just think it made me think back to the DOJ memo from July when they were saying they weren't going to release anything else. It started all this. And the Justice Department said the images that they had showed videos of victims who are either minors or appear to be minor. I mean, it's obviously hard for them to really discern at times in these old pictures how old the women or the girls are, right?
Okay, so if it's hard to discern that, then why are you releasing it? A. B, as Van just said, many of these pictures are frivolous, publicly available pictures or pictures that were taken in public spaces that clearly have nothing to do with the victims or what happened to them or the people who perpetrated crimes against them. They have only one thing to do with, and that's smearing Donald Trump. They have tried to create a narrative that Trump had something to do with Epstein, and all we now know is that a lot of Democrats had something to do with Epstein, whether it was Summers or Obama's lawyer, who was Epstein's great defender, apparently, or on and on and on and on. But what you're seeing here is the creation of a...
I understand what you're saying, that they're trying to do it to stick it to Trump. But I mean, they're releasing pictures of Bill Clinton and Larry Summers and Democrats too. I think you could make that argument maybe more if it was just pictures of Donald Trump, right?
Well, look, those guys are already roadkill. I mean, I hate to tell you, but we already know about that. But they continue to stick things about Donald Trump in the middle of these other people for one reason only. There's not a single shred of evidence or any credible allegation that Trump did anything wrong at all or had anything to do with this, period. And by the way, he did sign the law they're going to release the documents on. So the idea that he doesn't want to release it, he signed it into law, and I assume they're going to release it as soon as they can.
Jeffrey Epstein, been in the news a lot lately about involvement with certain people high in politics involved. Did the FBI conduct the raid on his townhouse in New York when he was incarcerated in New York? There was a raid on his East Side townhouse.
Well, I don't know about a raid. I know we executed a number of searches in the course of our fairly extensive investigation related.
Can you tell me if, during that search, if you came across and have within the possession of the FBI tapes of him with other individuals that he might have taken in people and compromising people?
Yeah, I don't know that there's anything I can share related to that. I can see if there's information we could provide and maybe get back to you on it.
If there were tapes of people in prominent positions, friends of his he posed for pictures with, possibly in compromising positions, it would be the public, I think, has a right to see those.
Well, I mean, how we handle evidence recovered in a criminal investigation has all kinds of rules that apply to it. I recognize the intense public interest in the subject, but we have to follow our rules. But I'm happy, like I said, I'm happy to follow up with my team on it.
Thank you, sir, and I appreciate your service. And
oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Meanwhile,
don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, ring that notification bell so you know every time I post a new video. If you like what I'm doing over here, you want to show a little extra love and support, be sure to check out our website, crownandthread.com. That's where you can grab all the awesome clothes you see me wearing in all of my videos. Like this one, it says, "He conquered as the lamb, returns as the lion." You know, the Lion of Judah, that would be King Jesus. And these are all handmade by my beautiful wife. We got tons of different designs to choose from, Christian, conservative, sizes ranging from itty bitty extra small to big and hefty 5X for my folks that like to eat. Bunch of different colors. It's all gooder than chicken to me. Of course, I'm biased though, but I'm sure we've got something that you look great rocking or that'll make an awesome gift for someone you love. We also sell some pretty sweet woodworking pieces made by my father-in-law, crosses, hearts, charcuterie boards. Definitely go check those out as well. If you'd like to support in other ways, you can buy me a coffee, hit that thanks button. You can become a member of the Gibson family right here on YouTube. All those links are down below in the description section. Listen, by no means do you have to do any of that stuff. Just showing up and watching my freckle face for a few minutes, that means the world to me, seriously. And I love y'all. I truly can't thank you enough for rocking with me throughout the years. Whether you've been here since I started back in 2017 when I was doing music reactions, or you're a recent subscriber, by the grace of God through my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and with y'all's support, my life couldn't be any better. Seriously. So thank you. And until next time, I'll be praying for you. Godspeed. I'm gone.